Hello everyone. So I just wanted to go through the process of how timesheet will now be automated. So basically, when we are working on institutionals, you all know that franchises get paid through timesheets, and you have been going through some back and forth on how timesheets were being created. So right here you can see that. What I can first say is that you have to make sure the product interests and contract type that are tagged are correct. This is very important because the payment is based on the payment amount is based on the product interest and contract type, and it's based also on the total square meters that were built. And of course for the country as well. So here I'm just gonna change and put on Uganda for the purpose of this small tutorial. This is I'm working from a test opportunity, as you can see here, so don't mind that. Alright, so say we are working on this particular client, and so let's just create a project real quick. And we go on our project. You can see here there is a product consumed stages plus asset. I don't think you see this, I'm not sure if you see it. And timesheets and project history. So we are mainly looking for this, right? Excuse me. So now if we do a product consumed, a normal product consumed, say for anti-termite, so it will be product consumed, and put the quantity, say 0.01 anti-termite, and they put the date of today, and I think that's about it for now for this particular one. But meanwhile, I should also mention that you also have to make sure that the franchisee tagged on this project is the right franchisee. So you can do that on the opportunity. If I go back real quick, if you can do that from the opportunity right here. So franchisee Mason building the asset. Once you click on create project, this franchisee tagged here will also be tagged on the project. And once that is done, you do your product consumed as I had done before, 0.01 from this, and say it was today. So with timesheet, the date of payment will be going on the date that the product consumed has been clicked. So if I say save, so then just refreshing the page. You notice that there's a timesheet created. So this timesheet created is supposed to be, because now we are working on a floor. So for a floor, it's how much? It's 4,500 per square meter, and we had 10 square meters for this particular project. Now the first payment goes with the anti-termite, second payment goes with vanish movement, so you have to divide this by 2 because this is for anti-termite movement only, this timesheet. This is where, if you go here in this timesheet, you will see the timesheet created with David Okoti as the staff member who will be getting paid. So it automatically assigns and automatically gives the date of today when you, of course, when you actually done the action. Yeah, so there are a bunch of other fields here. Yeah, so all these for the facility and total deduction fields and cash advance deductions, these be introduced as we start deducting the Mason tools. But what now is relevant, more relevant to your side, is that you have to come in here and change the status to be approved. But before you do that, you have to make sure everything is in line, like the days fall in part where the dates are supposed to be. And if there's any deduction, again, this shall be introduced. You have to make sure that you put in the deduction and then you save. And after you save, you can't do anything about the record again because you have approved. So now if I try to change, say I try to put in the deduction, say 2,200, whatever I put in, and okay, it asks me to put in someone. It's still gonna not allow, since it did allow it since I'm the administrator, but it's not gonna allow because the record is locked for editing. So whenever you hit approve, the record will be locked for editing. And in case you want to do a change about the timesheet after approval and after the payment had occurred, you have to request finance's approval. Yeah, so back to our project. I'm gonna real quick now do a vanish movement to check on the second timesheet. So now say it's one, put in vanish and say the date. See, I'm gonna put in today and save that. Yeah, and if I go to my timesheets, I notice that now there's another timesheet created that is being submitted. So I go into it and check all the relevant information if I write and change the status to be approved. You can notice that now it doesn't show like anywhere that it's locked for editing, but once I approve, it will be locked for editing and you won't be able to change anything on it unless finance approves. And of course, system team will help you out upon approval. Alright, so again, this is about it. So you'll be only doing as in stock movements as you normally do, and then going to timesheets and making sure that they are approved with the relevant dates. Yeah, so I'm gonna delete this since we don't need it in the next step of plasters. This is just to verify for plasters as well. So going to the opportunity, Yeah, now I'm gonna do a plaster. I'm just gonna change the product interest right here. Then make sure that it's a plaster. Alright, so yeah, so it's a plaster here. So now if I go to my project, sorry, I didn't delete this. Let me just delete them real quick. Yeah, so let me refresh there. Yeah, so now we're working on the opportunity, as you saw that I changed the. Let me just show it to you again. So I changed the product interest to include plaster, and it's external made chalk, whatever it is, or maybe external, as long as it doesn't have varnish on it. So now I'm gonna do stages. So this is where you normally come here and you click on pre-varnish plaster, you input the square meters, you input the start date today and end date, say a week from now. That's what I just imagined. And yeah, so as you see, we don't have any product consumed on it. We only have this 3 stages that we created. Don't mind for the asset, I will delete that one. That is like the build. This is what we consider a build when we finished everything. And we have no timesheet, and don't mind about the product history as well. So right, so we go into our stages real quick. So if the matte plastering is complete, let me just open up my project on the side. I just come in here and mark it as complete. So normally you would come in here and you would mark it as complete, and you would go into service appointment, have to go to somewhere would be created, somewhere will be created, and yeah, it would take time having to tag a franchisee to a service appointment. So you'll just be marking it as complete. And once that is done, you can still see that my project has no timesheet on it. You come to the second stage when it's done and mark it as complete. By the moment it's done, I mean. And yeah, so after a week or so, when the third stage is done, you can still see that there is no timesheet here created. This is when you come into the final patent creation application and mark it as complete. And when that is done, this is when the timesheet now gets created, as you see. And now for timesheet on plasters, institutional plasters, it's actually 1,500 UGX times 10 square meters, which is what we had on this opportunity. Alright, so yeah, I guess that is that. This is how the timesheet will be working from now on going forward. All right, thank you. Stay well.